All right, good afternoon. Welcome to The Buzz Lifestyle Edition this Thursday afternoon. Of course, if you want to know what's trending in terms of relationship, in terms of marriage and matters around family, lifestyle, parenting, finance, and all of that, Thursday's edition of The Buzz is the program to watch. Welcome to the program. My name is Patience, and this Thursday afternoon, I welcome you warmly as we will be looking at the topics trending on the social media space. Well, very popular Nigerian comedian Helen Paul has been trending for a bit, and that's because she posted a very controversial subject online. According to her, women's salary should be paid into their husband's bank account. And of course, you know, women don't like to hear all those kind of things. So the program this afternoon, we'll be looking at that, plus other trending issues. Joining me at the table, of course, the ever-shining, ever-radiant Pastor Dolly is already here today. She's joining us in her full capacity as a minister of God. She's also authored 2 books, and she's joining us as well as the marriage and relationship counselor. Good afternoon, Pastor Dolly.
Good afternoon.
Good to have you here again today.
Always nice to be here.
Always nice to have you. Welcome to the show. You were laughing when I introduced the first topic. I know women don't like to hear those kind of things, but it is what it is. All right. We're also hoping to join us on the program the male analyst who is always here most Thursdays. And we hope Mr. Malik will make it in time for the program, but we have to go on. All right, don't forget that you can interface with us using the number that will be on the screen shortly. You can send an SMS to that number and air your opinion on the topics we're discussing. Having said that, you can watch Galaxy Television on the go. Download the Galaxy TV app on your mobile devices, and you can also watch this show live on X, formerly Twitter. Okay, so very popular Nigerian comedian Helen Paul. Of course, we all know Helen Paul. We all love Helen Paul, you know, and all of that. We all well, for the majority of us, we know how she kickstarted her career in comedy. All right, and all of that up until when she went outside the shores of Nigeria, and then today she is a doctor. She does have a doctorate degree, and she seems to be doing so well for herself. So recently, she went online and she put up a very controversial post, and in that post, Helen Paul said, women's salary should be paid into their husband's bank account. Or women, what do you think? Okay, she had to put that one, you know, my fellow women, what do you think? You know, to make it look like she was asking a question. But if you go into, you know, the post, you will know that this is actually what she thinks and what she believes in. And I mentioned earlier, this particular post has elicited a lot of comments on social media. Some people are all for it, and some people, the majority, women, are totally against this, because according to them, I mean, this is just not how it should be. Anyways, Pastor Dolly is here. So, Pastor Dolly, how would you react to this particular issue?
The truth is that whether a woman should pay, a woman's salary should be paid into her husband's account or not, it has to be the person who is involved, the woman who is able to tell what she wants for herself. It's not something we
It's the woman that should determine it.
That should determine it. It's not something that I can tell a fellow woman to say, this is the way you should handle your home. This is the way you should handle finances in your home. Your money should be paid into your husband's account. Because I don't know the kind of husband she's having. In most homes, women are better managers of finances. Even most men prefer to keep their money in the women's account because they know that that is a safe place for it. That's where it will be, and it will not be misused, you know. So if you have a man who spends anyhow, who whenever the alert drop in his phone is outside, he's thinking of where to spend the money, and all that. You always have something to spend money on.
Yes.
So why would you pay your money into such an account? If you do that, the entire family will starve. They will be in hunger because that man will not have anything to show for whatever you are paying into his account. But in the same vein, you might also have a woman as well who spends anyhow, who the moment the alert lands, she's out everywhere.
She's already buying the Ashwebi and doing all that.
Yes. They know her. She's a shopper. You know, if you are having a wife who is a shopper, and both of
an
you,
impulsive spender.
yes, and both of you decided, the decision is from both of you. It's not something you are going to learn from social media. It's not something that social media in-laws are going to tell you how to do it. It depends on you, what you want, what best suits your situation.
Okay.
That is where you go.
Okay, thank you, Pastor Dolly. All right, while Pastor Dolly was bringing her perspective to the issue, my second guest walked into the studio. I'd like to welcome Mr. Raphael Malik, who is joining us also as a counselor and is also an IT expert. Good afternoon, Mr. Malik.
Good afternoon.
Great to have you on the show.
Great to be here.
Okay, so, I mean, I know you know what we're talking about. Should women's salary...
Please pay to my account. Very important.
Should women's salary be paid into their husband's account?
Okay,
yeah.
so first thing I was going to look at is what's the source of this talk? Where is it coming from?
It's coming from popular comedian Helen Paul.
Okay, so that is going to define the intention of that thought, because if you look at the corporate world, that is not possible. It's your face, you are the one that is working with them. It's you they know. So it's your account they will pay to.
Then they pay to your account, you transfer it to his account.
You have now changed the narrative.
Okay.
So if you choose to transfer it to husband account, the word that is there, that is very silent and obvious in even all that she has said, is the word if. If the man is trusted, why not? If the man has been tested and proven to be a good saver, why not? So that is the word there. The word is if. For every contest, you must define if the partner is strong in that area. Because the wife might be the luxurious spender, and she knows if the money is in her account, she will do justice to it. So she can transfer it to her
not justice, injustice to it.
You call it injustice to her. She's lavishing her money and buying and buying and buying. It's justice. So it's a choice. So here you get. So the family should look at it together. Who is the best saver amongst us? That person should keep the money. Or if the two of them are very good at being extravagant, then maybe they should do a joint account that you alone can use the money, I alone cannot use the money. Okay, it's our money, so let's put it in an account that we must both agree before it is spent. So I think it's just looking at a system that works for every home. Because the first point of paying salary out cannot go to another person's name. It has to be the person working in that organization.
Yes, I'm sure she understands that part you're bringing up.
So
but I think the issue is, as soon as you get that salary, the salary should actually be given to the man. I think that's so. Paying it into the account is just.
It's something.
But I want to ask two questions very quickly. First of all right. So Patience, I work. At the end of the month, I'm paid. All right. So I transfer that money to the man's account. So that what? That is my first question. My second question is, what if the man is demanding it, insisting on it? So therefore, what happens?
Okay, so if you allow me to take it first.
Please go ahead.
I think for every home that is a home, the foundation is agreement. So if they have agreed that that is how they want to roll, operate, no problem. As long as it's working for them, they are happily ever married. No problem. Okay? But if it's not working for them, they look for what will work for them. Because you can't say you are insisting. Because insisting means there is no agreement. No agreement means there is a crack. So if there is a crack in the foundation of your home, of your marriage, you are going somewhere that is not good. You understand? So the major foundation is agreement. What works for us? What do we agree that's going to work for us? That's
a quick question to you, Mr. Malik. Is it even right for a man to demand for a woman's salary?
Well, I think if you remove everything and take out that word demand, then it will not be right. Because demand does not apply to agreement. Demand does not apply to what we have mutually agreed to work for us. If we have agreed that we are going to give it to you, there's no need to demand it. You understand? That word demand will not necessarily come in if we have agreed that this is the way to work for us. Because for every marriage that we call covenant, there's always something we have agreed that we are going to work with.
Okay.
So the word demand should not come in.
Okay. Pastor Dolly, let me have your reaction.
For me, even if there is an agreement before marriage, we're going to have joint accounts. Oh, the man is more prudent in spending. When I receive salary, we're going to be putting it in the man's account. We spend from the man's account so that we don't waste money and all that. And somewhere along the line, after the marriage, we are working with that agreement. And we discover that either the man changed, or the more you look, the less you see. That the way the man is now spending the money is not the way we agreed
on initially.
There are things that maybe some demands from friends comes, and he decided to pull money from that account to meet such demands without consulting me. And this becomes like something that happens regularly like that. I am going to disagree. I'm going to break that. Even if you call it covenant, break
the agreement.
I will break that agreement with immediate.
Let me just help you add to it. The agreement is already broken.
It's broken.
For you to have stepped out of it.
Yes. So he does not have right at that point to demand that I keep to that agreement.
Definitely.
He doesn't have that right. And for maybe they don't even have such agreement. The man just felt, oh, you are not my wife, I'm the man.
Everything that is yours is mine.
Everything that is yours is, if I own you, and whatever you have.
So
whatsoever salary you have, I own you, own the salary.
Yep.
The moment you are paid, transfer it into my account. So when you want to buy cream, I will give you money. When you want to buy eyelid, I will give you money to go and buy because I am the man. I don't think that is fair. And men that would go to do such a thing, in most cases, are lazy men.
So let me add.
Men that cannot think, yes, sir.
Because as a counselor, I know you will counsel or advise couples that are getting married that check every area. You understand? So if this is coming up, there must be signal or sign before they enter that courtship. Except the man deliberately pretended until, because I remember a guy that, went to a church, became a church member, got married to a lady. After 2 years, decided to go back to his Aloala.
Okay.
She knows he's coming from a Muslim home.
Background. Okay.
But this guy has shown that he's a church
He's not a Christian, yeah.
But actually he was pretending for all those years. So I said there's a pretense that you are, pretending to be something, and when you now get married, you are now demanding that this is what I want. But if you guys have been counseled, you have advised, you know that, okay, this is the way we want to go. Your money is your money, our money is our money. Then we won't have any problem. Because the truth is that changing the goalposts during the match is not the way to go. If we have agreed to something, the change that must come is change for better. You understand? If we have seen that my wife is the prudent one and I am not, the change that must come up is how I can become better also in spending money. Because the truth is that if it is not the man that is the good spender, it's still going to affect the entire home. Because you are going to decide, and if your decisions are tinted by your lavish spending, it's going to affect you taking accurate decision for the home. You understand? So this thing must be clearly,
I get what you're saying, Mr. Malik, but then let's be factual about this issue. This is Africa, all right, where the majority of men, by default, assume they're the head of the home, all right, which ideally should be the case. But then in practical terms, they are really not heading anything, if you get what I mean. But then they refuse to face the issue, all right, to face the truth. And by virtue of the fact that they are just men, they feel entitled, all right. I'm trying to pick my words so that I don't offend people's sensibilities, but what I'm trying to say is the majority of men would actually be insisting on a wife's salary only based on the fact that I am the head, all right? So it's part of your submission, you know, in the marriage and all of that, which is the sentiment a lot of people are also expressing on the social media space, you know, in terms of why would even a man be insisting that a woman's salary be paid into his account. But you have brought out the fact that if we have agreed that in this home, this is what we do, we put our funds together and spend for that, that's another issue, all right? As long as everybody abides by what we have agreed on. But in a case where one person is not even working at all, then you are expecting the other one who is working to be submitting her own income, you know, to you by fire, by force, and all of that. Now, I don't know, is that still in line with submission? All right, are we still talking the same thing?
It's really not. So, just like we say, we evolve. So when things like this happens, definitely there's a need for counseling and advice and people to really help make better decisions, because we know, being human, things could happen. Situation can turn around.
Yeah, life could happen.
Change, you know, anybody's thought and mindset. But the truth is that if things are going in that direction, then we need to seek for help, because that person will need to be, you know, well advised to stay on the right path. Because the moment you are demanding, you are, you know, you are not the one that is working, but you are saying the money must come to your hand. You know, it's going to be very, very difficult. I know a couple for years. The man have said, the woman have tried doing some. She had worked before, so the man said, "Okay, stop working, take care of the home. I'll be the one working." But he transferred all the money to her account to manage, even though she's not the one. She's not working. You understand?
So he's not making her feel she's redundant.
You understand? She still has to manage the fund.
That's a very wise man.
So it's us getting better at our lifestyle that will make everything work out right.
Thank you, Mr. Malik.
To a very large extent, a man who sits at home, he is doing nothing, and he expects the wife to go and work. The salary is paid into his account. I want to use a very harsh word on that. What I would have used the word is a wicked person, very lazy and wicked, because he's mentally lazy. That is why it's not like physical laziness alone. He's mentally lazy. He can't think of what to do to make money. That's why he's pulling back on the woman. He feels, okay, since I can't make anything, let the woman just go out there and work for me. You're supposed to be the one who goes out to go and work and bring for the woman. Why should the woman go and work and bring for you? For a man to even be asking that, making it compulsory for your wife's salary to be paid into your account, something fundamentally has been wrong with the man all along, which nobody has diagnosed. Something very serious has happened to that man. On the negative side, you know, it's just manifesting. Why will a man sit down and I think that it should be a willful thing for the woman to say, my money, we share together, we use it together. It should be willful. It should not be something that you force a woman to do. If you are forcing a woman to bring money, to even feed you, then something is wrong. Because like I always say, I tell men, don't come and tell me I have nothing to do. You see those gutters in the street.
I know that's your policy.
You know that's my policy. Those gutters in the street. You go enter one street and you start packing their gutter. Say, I'm packing your gutter. Give me something. You have something to take home for your family to feed. So don't tell me there is nothing to do. You must think. You must do something. And if your wife is the one that is working, you don't have a job. We can understand. If you are also doing something at home while she's at work, you are not waiting for her to come.
And still come and do every other thing.
In that sense, both of you are actually making the money. If she's at work and you are cooking at home, she comes back, she doesn't need to cook. You are doing the laundry at home. You don't sit back there and say, I'm a man, can a man do laundry? She comes back, she
Meanwhile,
finds
you are
food to
jobless.
eat. She finds something to take care of herself at home. You are also working in that sense. Because you're bringing something to the table.
Yeah.
Not the one that you sit down, you start suspecting her with any man you see. Because most men who does that, they have complex problems. They will sit back, if they see, they will think, as they are home, because they are jobless and they are lazy mentally, they just sit down and they are thinking, hey, my wife has gone to work, her boss is a man, hey, maybe that boss is touching her now, maybe that boss is the one giving her money, maybe because she's sleeping with the boss, that's why they are increasing her salary.
I do mind.
She comes back,
Yes, and
and you are fighting her. The next thing you are asking, that the money she's bringing from that same man, you want her to come and put it in your account so that you can spend it together. Bros, think again now. That will not make sense.
Now, real bros. You know, there is absolutely nothing wrong with couples putting their monies together. There's nothing wrong. In fact, it's the ideal thing to do, because when you come together as a man and a woman, it is one vision, one goal.
Exactly.
We are a team, so we work together. But there are a lot of buts in that, okay? For instance, like both of you have highlighted, if you marry a partner whom over time has proven himself, you know, untrustworthy when it comes to issues of finances, around money, or who tends to squander, you know, money is put in his care, or who is not prudent enough, or someone who is not even productive, all right, but then is feeling entitled to another person's money. Those are the kind of bots, you know, that can change the dynamics of that. I will forever be a proponent of, hey, you, a woman, have your own money. The man, have your own money. But when we come together, it's a marriage situation, we can now agree and have a separate account and say, okay, well, this is a joint account for maybe project or to run the home or for whatever. That for me, I think it's more ideal. For me, I think it's more ideal, it's more workable, all right? Every month I expect you put X amount in that account, you put X amount in that account. But there can also be bots in that, where one party goes behind the other person and start dipping their fingers in the cookie pot without the knowledge of the other person, and then you're going outside of the agreement. Yo, that ajo has ended that day. Yeah, it's true, because you have to be factual. This thing is about trust.
Yeah.
It's about trust. It's about openness, you know, accountability, and all of that. But then for Helen Paul, women's salary being paid into the husband's account, it's a bit, for me, there's a bit, you know, like, it's like someone is singing off key. You are singing, oh, we know the music, but
Me, I'm thinking that Helen
something.
Paul be who she is and what she does.
She does that.
That this may just
she
become
just wanted
another
to
comedy.
spark the controversy,
This may just be another
and she
comedy.
succeeded.
No, maybe that's what
She
does.
succeeded, all right, because social media people are just all over each
No, that's what
other.
she does. You know,
Yeah,
when she
you
gets
know,
a
just-
budget, all the money she transfer it to her.
Well, maybe.
That's what she does.
Maybe that's why she gets.
Maybe,
expanding that.
but you know, we are all built differently. We are all built differently. Okay, so when I work and then I transfer my money to you, and then say, what happens? You know, I ask that question. So that what? So that tomorrow when I'm going to work,
They can love me.
everybody, so that it is the work. What is it supposed to achieve? That is my own. I really need to understand it.
So let's just.
So when I'm going to work, I'll come to you, Daddy, well, please can I have transport fare? I'm going to work.
Okay.
I say, Daddy, well, I want to go wash my hair. Please can.
And he comes to say, there is no more money. So what happens?
Okay, so
That account can never balance. You know, Pastor, it can never balance. It can never balance.
okay, so I think the other word is that every family has their own context.
True.
So what works for one might not work for others.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just to find your own, system that's applicable.
That suits you and suits your family style. All right, there are people who are all for this, and they say it's all part of a woman being submissive in marriage, all right, and they would willingly, you know, just hand over the salary to their husbands, fine. If that works for you, okay. But there are other people too online that are saying to fear kwa. It can never be them, okay, because a woman's money is her money, but a man's money is everybody's
our money.
It's our money,